the new Jing Si Hall in Bangkok, Thailand opens its doors to the public on Mother's Day. To celebrate International Nurses Day, we honor 3 outstanding nurses from Dalin Tzu Chi Hospital. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Mary Lee Shioda. Thank you for joining us. We begin today's program in Myanmar. In July and August of last year, heavy rain in the country led to serious flooding in Tai Ki Township. In the aftermath of the disaster, Tzu Chi set up a 6-month mission to help the farmers of the region recover. However, volunteers were able to speed up the timetable and completed the relief work in just 4 months. Not giving themselves time to rest, volunteers continue to Hwanbei Township to begin preparing for rice seed distributions for May.
Originally, the relief operation in Myanmar was planned to last 6 months. However, due to the hard work of volunteers, the operation was completed early on April 6th. In 4 months' time, 36 different distributions at a total of 14 locations were successfully carried out. The total distance traveled by volunteers was nearly 12,000 kilometers, enough to lap the island of Taiwan 10 times. After volunteers helped farmers in Myanmar's Tai Ki Township, they immediately headed off to Hwanbei Township to provide rice seed distributions to 5,174 farmers in 42 different districts.
We first had to check out the area beforehand. The first thing that we had to do was think about the farmers coming to collect the rice seed, whether transportation is convenient or not. So we had to pick sites that were suitable for the rice seed storing as well.
Working with Tzu Chi for the first time, the agricultural director of Hwanbei Township, Mr. U Tun Lin, reflected on his own past actions.
All the time it happens that when I'm eating, some work comes up unexpectedly, and so I will have to stop eating and leave my meal unfinished without thinking of the food. Today, when I had a meal together with the volunteers, I thought about how the rice we distributed will grow in a few months and be ready to eat. I look at my colleagues in the agricultural department, and I want to remind them to cherish the food we have. If we don't cherish our own meals, how can we really teach others to do the same?
After the flooding that happened here in 2015 and the bond developed between Tzu Chi volunteers and the farmers here, the act of donating a little bit to help others reminds us of the old expression, saving for a rainy day. Not just rice or money, but also making sure there is always plenty of love to go around.
On May 8th, the Tzu Chi Thailand chapter not only held a tri-celebration for Mother's Day, Buddha's Day, and Tzu Chi Day, it was also the grand opening of the newly completed Jing Si Hall in Bangkok. To bring more blessings, Tzu Chi volunteers even held a rice distribution for those in need. Today, Tzu Chi's Jing Si Hall in Thailand opened its doors to the public. The local Muslim community members were also invited to join in the Buddha Day celebration.
I think this Buddha Day ceremony was quite a respectful activity. It's one that respects all religions. We feel like one big family.
Tzu Chi's Thailand chapter also held rice distributions on the same day for 1,851 impoverished families. Seeing the elderly who might need an extra hand, young volunteers quickly offer their assistance.
Money is hard to earn. For those who have received Tzu Chi's rice today, it has definitely eased our financial burden. We are happy for this assistance.
It's not about the cost of the 15 kilograms of rice, but more about the recipients feeling the love we have for them.
This is the first time we have come in contact with them. We hope in the future these recipients will come to see the Jing Si Hall as a second home and visit more often.
With a good beginning, it is hoped that the Thailand Jing Si Hall will host many more auspicious events in the years to come. In our next story in China, we'll see how children express their filial piety during recent celebrations in honor of Mother's Day in Tianjin, Suzhou, and Beijing. Though the ceremony events may have varied, the sentiments was the same, as all the children thank their mothers for the unconditional love throughout the years.
These children here are all presenting a special present to their mothers, a unique apron the children made themselves. 1 year ago, here at the Jiangsu Jing Si Books and Cafe, they started classes for children to develop good character. In the classes, the children can discuss home life in a fun atmosphere.
然后洗水池都可以，只要我能做都可以。好。为什么要自己洗自己的碗啊？因为我长大了。你长大了，这些事情就可以怎么样？自己做了。我在家里洗衣服，还有洗碗。为什么要做这些事情啊？因为是爸爸妈妈把我们给生下来的，我们要感恩他们。
These parents and children show their affection and gratitude for one another with big hugs and cute gestures. Young people at Tzu Chi's liaison office in Beijing were expressing their gratitude on this past Mother's Day through song. On the stage, with the old leading the young, everyone is also celebrating Tzu Chi's birthday today. A group of older volunteers also take the stage to encourage others in a moving address.
Doing charity isn't just something that very rich people can do. The common person can easily give something. Even just 5 cents from each person in 20 homes, that's enough to really help someone. And I'm really moved to see that happen.
Today, everyone has been reminded of the importance of being filial and doing good deeds. The sign language performance honors the selfless love that parents offer raising their children. This is Liu Yuyan, who expressed her gratitude for her mother.
Thinking about leaving to go abroad next year, I know my mom will miss me a lot, but while I'm still here by her side, I will cherish my mother while I'm still in the country, and I will tell her often that I love her.
No matter the time, the place, or one's age, you should never hesitate to say, I love you.
妈16年的辛苦了。
Today's event is a chance to honor the senior bodhisattvas of Tianjin's Tzu Chi community. The mothers present were also served a special cup of tea as an expression of thanks, which is the greatest Mother's Day gift one can ask for.
Being able to accompany 2 mothers, they keep me very filial, and for each one, I receive a different kind of mother's love, which makes me very thankful.
When you call mom, just having someone there to answer is really a great blessing.
Cherishing one's parents every day, recognizing your blessings and expressing gratitude for them. This is the best way to create harmony in society.
Also about expressing filial piety, Zhen Pingjing, a third-year student at National Yujing Senior Vocational School of Technology and Commerce, not only works hard in her studies, but also helps her mother at a fruit orchard. Since young, Zhen has been helping her mother by working in the orchard or with household chores during her time off from school, as she knows how tiring the workday is for her mother. Let's meet this exceptional girl. When she was young, she would just follow me to the orchard. She wouldn't do much. I gave her scissors and she would trim leaves and pull weeds while accompanying me.
The mango orchard was like a playground for Pingjing. From a young age, she would follow her mother around.
She knew we were all busy here working. The hard work doesn't go unnoticed by her. She was thinking if Mom, Grandpa, and Grandma are busy in this hot sun, she should help too. She thought that if she did a day's work, there would be less work for us to do. No girls like to be tanned, but she spent her whole summer holiday here. When she went back to school in the fall, she was the most tanned in her class.
The work in the orchard under the hot sun doesn't diminish Ping Jing's desire to help her mother.
I want to help my mother because I'm an only child. If I didn't help her, there would be no one to help. Working in the orchard is really difficult work. After helping her, I learned she is really tired when she comes home at the end of the day. Therefore, at home, I will do anything I can to help her.
In the third grade, her parents divorced, and Ping Jing's mother was just 20 years old. While her mother was busy farming, Ping Jing was an obedient child and would finish the task she was given at home to help out.
She's really had a difficult life taking care of me and raising me from a young age till now. And she's never complained about me or the hardship. She never made me feel that I live in a single-parent family. I felt that I was like other normal children, or even a bit more special, as I think I'm more fortunate to have such a mother.
因为我觉得我真的很幸运，我有这样的妈妈。
亲这边啊，
好，
好，要亲哦。孝顺其实我没有特别教她什么，只是想说。
I didn't really teach her anything special. I just stressed that whatever thing you want to do, think about how your father, mother, grandpa, and grandma would feel. If something happened to you, these people would feel it the most rather than her. Filial piety isn't something you just talk about. It's in a person's actions. It's something we can see and feel in our hearts.
点点滴滴我们都看在眼里，就放在心里面。
After completing her third year of high school and choosing a higher education program, Ping Jing decided to attend the nearest vocational program so she could return home on the weekends and holidays to work in the orchard. She made this choice despite many hardships just to be closer to her mother, which to many is a true sign of filial piety.
To celebrate International Nurses Day, which fell on May 12th, New Taipei City's Department of Health honored the city's outstanding nurses in a recent awards ceremony. Among the list of winners, 4 of the nurses were from Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital. A day in the life of a nurse is not limited to just patient care. Nursing supervisor Li Mengrong is not only knowledgeable in her nursing field, but also volunteers her time in medical outreaches. By passing her knowledge to the next generation of nurses, she has won an award of excellence in the teaching and research category. Meanwhile, Xu Meihua won a special outstanding award of excellence for her efforts in promoting lactation rooms at the hospital, as well as for her involvement in setting up a mobile emergency room, further helping Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital be a role model for others to follow.
We see each patient as our teacher. They help us empathize, so we can better take care of patients' body and spirit when they're suffering.
Nursing supervisor Liu Yiting won a Nursing Excellence Award for coming up with a platform in which nurses can share information. Winning the same award for her contribution is head nurse Zhang Kaiyan, who has come up with many new innovations to make medical equipment easier to use.
Coming up with innovations, one must think from the patient's point of view, or think from the view of an employee, and think about how they want to improve their work environment or patient care to make it smoother. We want to provide an overall safer environment, and that's how these innovations were born.
No matter if it's innovations, improving workflow, or helping to develop talent, all of the hard work and dedication is for the patients to have a better experience with nurses. Let every day be Nurses' Day as we thank them for their services. In honor of Nurses Day, we'll take you to meet 3 hardworking nurses at the Dalin Tzu Chi Hospital. Through listening to their patients' needs, the 3 nurses found that patients using colostomy bags often worry about it overflowing or rupturing. Using an innovative method, these nurses devised a cheap and efficient way to improve the existing colostomy bags.
Most people are probably unaware of how a colostomy bag functions, but for those who must undergo ostomy operations, they are very important items.
Some patients might have involuntary discharge. When there is too much and the patient doesn't notice, then the bag might burst. When that happens, then they have to change their sheets, their clothes, and get a new bag. Sometimes the cost of colostomy bags can really be a burden.
Since the excrement is alkaline by nature, if there is overflow, it can also cause inflammation of the skin. This is actually very painful for the patient.
3 nurses here at Dalin Tzu Chi Hospital did some brainstorming to design an improved type of colostomy bag that will help patients solve the problem of overflowing or bursting colostomy bags by connecting an extra pouch to the bag to catch the overflow. The difficulty was finding the proper size cap to seal the joint tightly.
When we first started looking for the right size bottle caps, we first went to the recycling bin to look, where we found a lot of different types to work with.
Being unafraid of messes was not enough to produce the new bags. These nurses also faced their share of pain.
When you prepare the caps, you can't leave rough edges, as those can hurt the patient. You have to be careful making sure the plastic won't pierce and that you don't cut yourself. I've often pricked my finger.
After solving the problem of colostomy bag overflow, these nurses also developed a model of an intestinal stoma to help teach the younger nurses.
Before we were using these, we just observed as our mentors did the procedure, but after a while, I would just forget everything and have to call for help again. Using these to practice on our own, we can get used to the procedure, and then we are more confident in helping the patient.
Since it's not something you do often, it can be unfamiliar. Sometimes when you need to do it, you take a lot of time and might forget the next step and get nervous. A lot of times, the patients will learn how to do it themselves at home.
These 3 nurses have demonstrated their professionalism and their compassion by listening to the needs and worries of their patients and their family members. With a little effort and innovation, they are spreading love and relieving the suffering of others.
Since 2011, Tzu Chi has been promoting the use of Jing Si ebook reader, which provides the convenience of reading without the heavy burden. For most Tzu Chi commissioners, it is also a convenient way for them to keep their donation collection records. In today's Tzu Chi 50th Anniversary Series report, we'll take a look at the development of the Jing Si ebook reader and the benefits of using it.
The contents about these books can be uploaded onto this ebook reader, and you can read it anywhere. This is the benefit of using the Jing Si ebook reader, which also keeps records of donations. But how have the senior Tzu Chi volunteers learned to use this new technological device?
This is a record of my donation with the characters Jin Bao.
3个字哈，这样没用。
66-year-old Li Jingbao started using the Jing Si ebook reader as soon as Tzu Chi began promoting it in 2011.
我真还搁在学的呢，学几啊项的吼。迄讲拢爱选无选伊的功能啊，啊我都唔知讲啥物叫功能啊。伊甲我教安怎，我头脑没有那么好啦，记没有那么多啦。
After learning to use the ebook reader for a year, Li can now easily check her donation collection records.
The money I collected strangely did not match with my record, no matter how I wrote down the information. Using the ebook reader, this does not happen anymore. It is easy to use and easy on the eyes. I have not used the donation ledger for 5 years. Going paperless, I now use the ebook reader.
The volunteers' use of ebook readers helps save paper. In the past, Tzu Chi volunteers in Taiwan used about 32,000 donation ledgers in a year. After they switched to using ebook readers, they cut down their use of A4-size paper by 430,000 sheets. In addition, it adds protection for private information.
Tzu Chi commissioners' ID cards have an authentication code, which is encrypted with the owner's personal information. So when other people get a hold of the e-book reader, they do not have access to the donation collection records.
In the development of e-books, Amazon's Kindle first started the trend of digital reading. Then in 2008, Tzu Chi worked together with ASUS Tech Computer Inc. to develop the first generation Jing Si e-book reader.
Tzu Chi is not only promoting digital reading, the device can also be used for collecting donations and promoting medical care.
What the master had in mind is more advanced than what was on the market. The first generation e-book, TZ900, had a 9-inch screen. Back then, other products on the market used 6-inch screens. It can be said to be the first digital e-book reader with a touch screen in the world.
Different from other tablets, the Jing Si e-book reader uses e-paper, which is electricity efficient. Despite its simple appearance, e-book users can read with the device for a long time without straining their eyes.
I can't say that using the ebook reader leads to teary eyes. I have been using it for 5 years and I never had teary eyes. Looking at this mobile phone causes eye strain.
It functions just like paper because it does not shine but reflects the light from the surroundings, so it has the same effect as reading from paper.
We welcome everyone to the Jing Si Books and Cafe or Liaison Office to read the Master's Journal online together.
The online study group held in Kaohsiung's Jing Si Hall on Wednesdays was initiated by Tzu Chi volunteer Lü Meiyun. Besides reading the Master's Journal, the participants also read current events. Ongoing for about 3 years, people are now participating for nearly 60 Tzu Chi offices in 9 countries.
Both digital reading and online study groups utilize technology for the participants to read books published by Tzu Chi. So we invite everyone to come read together and learn more about Tzu Chi.
Among Taiwanese, Tzu Chi volunteers are unique because we read the Master's Journal. Can Tzu Chi volunteers who enjoy reading inspire other members of the public? Therefore, we choose to use the e-book reader, which is a reading device.
About 3,000 books can be uploaded onto a 9-inch e-book reader. Its usage echoes Master Zheng Yan's wish to promote the use of electronic books.
现在有科技的发达，所以就是一生无量啊，空中现妙有，在人人一本电子书就可以呢，所有的藏经阁啊都可以带在身上，很多的法门呐、藏经里面，只要你一打开呢。 无量法门悉现在前，得大智慧，通达诸法。哇，所以你好会画哦！
With the information overload in modern society, the Jing Si e-book reader stands out with its unique features and helps its users learn conveniently.
好好用电子书，电子书就会好好用。
At the DaAi Kindergarten in Kapong, Malaysia, teachers took the students on a field trip to a local farm for the students to get to know the beauty of nature. This experience gave these city children a taste of the country farming life. That is all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us here at DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.